Namaste everyone. As usual, we can begin with 3 ohms. But before you do that, think of all of us over here as within you, and that establishes the group consciousness. And let's do the om together. Take a deep breath in. Our usual disclaimer: when you attend this session, you do so with the understanding you're responsible for your own well-being. Life in Yoga and I don't take responsibility for the outcome of your participation here, nor do the volunteers who lead over here. Keeping that in mind, please exercise caution in whatever you do. Please make sure you follow the rule of yoga, that is, coming straight from the Yoga Sutras. There can be no strain in any yoga practice that you do. So it has to be done with mild effort, whereby you can feel the stimulation and in the awareness within. So keep your awareness within and watch your breath and make sure it is always slow and smooth. Then you're unlikely to do anything in a strained way. And a reminder, today being Sunday, we have the extra half hour for us to discuss anything that you may want to discuss. So in the end, we will have that opportunity. So we are ready to begin now with our chakra vibration. Bring your awareness to the perineum. And as we squeeze at the perineum, pressing on the little finger, we begin with Lam. Take a deep breath. Lam. Release the finger and continue. Last time. Lum. Bring the awareness an inch or so above the perineum behind the pubic area. As you draw in there, we do Vum, pressing on the ring finger with the thumb. Release the finger. Continue. Bring the awareness behind the navel, and as you draw in at the navel, we do Rum, pressing on the middle finger with the thumb. Rum. Release the finger. Continue. Rum. Bring the awareness to the middle of the chest, and as we draw in there, we do yum, pressing on the index finger with the thumb. Take a deep breath in. Yum. 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 Release the fingers, continue. Yum. 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 Bring the awareness to the throat, and here we do hum, thumbs up, loose fist. Hum. Release the hand, continue. Hum. Now, bring the awareness to the middle of the head, and there we do chum, thumbs up, loose fist. Release the hand, continue. Now bring the awareness to the top of the head, and here we do Om, thumbs up, loose fist. Release the hand, continue. Last time. Now we go on to the Ujjayi Pranayama, the happy face breathing. I don't see anybody new here, so all of you can do it. And a reminder for all those who joined just a little while ago, today being Sunday, we have half hour extra for any discussion questions. So those of you who are in the attendee list, if you want to come and join, I have just sent the invite to you. And we'll allow everyone to talk also. So if you are on the phone, then you can join for talking as well. Okay. So let's continue with the Ujjayi. And those of you who have tightness in the palms or wrist, you can press it against, you can separate out your legs, thighs, and press it on your chair, or you can stretch it out with the fingers apart and continue the Ujjayi. Ashok Thareja, your Ujjayi is not happening right. Something is wrong. Yes, now it is okay. Thank you. Now, as you continue the next Ujjayi breath, you can lift up the shoulders. And as you exhale, rotate it backward and slowly bring it down. Continue. Last rotation. Hand at the chest, and we continue with the Ujjayi. Inhale, look up and stretch up and backward. And as you exhale, chin down and bring the hands down by the side and bring it back to where it started. Last exhalation. Make a fist and bring it into the chest. Bend at the wrist, chin down. And as you inhale in Ujjayi, again continue the Ujjayi, open out and stretch. And exhale, make the fist and bring it in again with bending at the wrist. And continue. Last exhalation. Now, elbows in line with the shoulders and the fist below the chin. And as we continue the Ujjayi, we go around the wrist, open out the palms as wide as possible. And as you exhale, make the fist and bring it in again and continue. Last inhalation and last exhalation in this motion. And let's go reverse. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Okay. So now, before we continue further, I'm going to make a brief announcement so that everybody is in sync with where we are going here. This link that you have is going to work for you till February 29th of next year. Next year is a leap year, so till February 29th. From March 1st onwards, this link won't work. So the reason why we are doing this is because we have been doing this session for 4 years, and within the list we have some 1,400 people and people who don't even show up. And what is happening is, you see, we are having to promote a lot of people into the panelists so that you can come on to the video. So what we are going to do now is, by creating a new list, we will be able to, only the people who are regular attendees, we'll be able to put them into the panelist list so everybody can be together. And for you to register already for March 1st of next year, which is quite way off now, 2.5 months, we have already created a link for you for those who want to register. About 10 people have already registered, and I'm going to show you where you will find it. If you go into your email where you get this notification, like for example, today's notification comes to you like this. In this notification, if you scroll down, what you will see is there are a lot of messages at the bottom. Like the first message is the newsletter. So please share the newsletter with whoever you want. The link is right there. Then you have the second, third, fourth, fifth. Fifth is the place, sixth is the place where you have our yoga sessions for 2024. Our current Zoom session expires on 29th February. We will be sharing new Zoom session. So to register for that, for the morning session, you have the link, and for the evening session, you have the link. So those of you here, you want the evening session, you want to click on the second one there and register yourself. There is no hurry, because it's not, there is still for 2.5 months, our current session is running, but I just thought I will point out to you. So we'll be terminating this only because we have too much clutter over there to clean up the database and have everyone. Okay, so let's continue. Now we'll go on to interlocking the hands and stretching above. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, tilt towards one side. Inhale, come back. Exhale, tilt towards the other side. Inhale, come back, and continue. Last exhalation. Inhale, come back up. Now get hold of the elbows behind the head. Exhale, pull on one elbow. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, pull on the other elbow. Inhale, come back up. And continue. Last exhalation. Inhale, come back. Now, bring your hands to your hips behind the back, and as you inhale, push on one hand and make a backward arch leaning towards that side. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, push on the other side, and exhale, come forward. Continue. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now we'll do the spinal twisting. So we'll do ah to the right, left and back, and chin down, the humming sound. Take a deep breath in to the right. Ah. To the left. To the back. Chin to the chest. Second round to the right. To the left. To the back. Chin to the chest. Third round, we will do twice in each side to the right. Second time. To the left. To the back. Chin to the chest. Last round, we'll again do twice in each direction to the right. To the left. To the back. Chin to the chest. Now we cross one leg over the opposite thigh, and pulling on the knee, we bring it towards the opposite shoulder as we turn the other way. At the same time, we squeeze at the perineum and do lum. Take a deep breath in. Lum. Continue. Lum. Now let's cross the other leg over. Bring the awareness to the top of the head, and we will do Ah or Om 3 times. So take a deep breath in. Om. Feel a lightness move from the bottom of the body up towards the top. Continue. Om. Last time. Now, let's stand up, and those of you who don't have good balance, you can remain seated and keep the feet shoulder width apart or slightly wider, inside of the feet parallel to each other, and bring your hands behind you. So even those of you who are seated, bring the hands behind you, get hold of your elbows or wherever you will reach. Take a deep breath in, pull back the shoulders, lift up the chin. Feel the backward arch and the sensations all along the spine, and also from the legs upward, you can feel all the sensations. Inhale and exhale into the stretch. With the next deep breath in, shift the weight to the left leg and make the backward arch slightly tilted to the left. Take another deep breath in, shift the weight to the right leg, and make the backward arch slightly tilted to the right. Take another deep breath in, come back to the middle, equal weight on both the legs, and as you inhale, make the backward arch even more. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, slowly come up. Keep the chin up and shoulder pulled back as you lean forward with each exhalation. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, drop your hand towards the floor. If the hand does not reach the floor, bend your knees and reach the floor, then walk your hands forward and stretch up the knee. Then, with each inhalation, put the pressure on the hand coming forward, and with each exhalation, move backward and put the weight on the feet. Inhale, forward weight into the hands. Exhale, back to the feet, and continue. Last exhalation. Now, get hold of your ankles. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, try to pull down further. Now, take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, release the right hand and twist to the left. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, get hold of the right ankle and release the left hand and twist to the right. Now inhale and come back holding both the ankles. And as you exhale, pull down even more, keeping the chin up. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, drop the chin, and with inhalation, come up. And now we can get hold of the hips. And those of you who are seated, if you have something to hold on to, you can stand up, and we go around the hips. Inhale, half a circle. Exhale, complete the circle, and continue. Observe the shifting weight from the one leg to the other. When you keep the awareness within, feel what is happening, and focus on the breath, any exercise becomes a yoga exercise. Last exhalation, let's go reverse. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now we can take a seat and go on to the alternate nostril breathing. Begin inhalation from the left nostril, exhale through the right, inhale through the right and exhale through the left, and continue. Now, once you complete the last exhalation through the left nostril, we can go on to the spinal mantra. We do the 7 mantras from the feet and ankle to the knees to the lowermost part of the spine, which is in between the buttocks and the back, and then the lumbar spine, the thoracic spine, the cervical spine in the neck, and then in the back of the head, in the very top, called the Shikha point. The mantra for the feet and neck are the same, that is Aim. Now let us begin from the feet and ankle with mantra Aim, moving to knees where we vibrate Shim, and move on to the base of the spine where we do Jim. Aim, Shim, 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 Jim. Now we move from the base of the spine to the lumbar region. then to the thoracic or the back region of the spine with Jim, Jime, Haim. So let's go. Jim, Jime, Haim. 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 Now we move from the thoracic spine to the spine of the neck, to the back of the head with Haim, Aim, Om. Let's go. Haim, Aim, Om. 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 Now we do all the 7 mantras in sequence, starting from the feet and ankle. Aim, Shim, Jim, Jime, Haim, Aim, Om. 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 Aim, Shim, Jim, Jime, Haim, Aim, Om.
I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam Ham Am Om.
Now we can go on to our Bhasrika Pranayama. So let's get ready. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 30. Exhale. 40. Exhale. 50. Exhale. 60. Exhale. 70. Exhale. 80. Exhale. 90. Exhale. 20. Exhale. Ujjayi Kumbhaka followed by Bhramari. Is there anybody who has confusion about Ujjayi Kumbhaka? You can speak up, then I'll explain it. Otherwise, interlock the hands, inhale in Ujjayi, hold the breath. Exhale in between the teeth. Now the Bhramari. Let's continue to the second round. Exit. Inhale. Exit. 2, inhale. Exit. 3. Exit. 4. Exit. 5. Exit. 6. Exit. 7. Exit. 8. Exit. 9. Exit. 10. Exit. 11. Exit. 12. Exit. 13. Exit. 14. Exit. 15. Exit. 60. Exit. 70. Exit. 80. Exit. 90. Exit. 20. Exit. Ujjayi Kumbhaka followed by Brahmari. Gets ready for the last round of Bhastrika. Exit. Inhale. Exit. 2. Exit. 3. Exit. 4. Exit. 5. Exit. 6. Exit. 7. Exit. 8. Exit. 9. Exit. 10. Exit. 11. Exit. 12. Exit. 30. Exit. 40. Exit. 50. Exit. 60. Exit. 70. Exit. 80. Exit. 90. Exit. Ujjayi Kumbhaka followed by Brahmari. Now we can get ready for meditation. Mentally tell yourself, I give up all ideas and concepts and I care about nothing. If you're able to feel your vitality in your belly, mentally lift up the vitality above the head. And as you let go of everything, feel a lightness come onto you. And if you have a preferred method of meditation, you can do it. If not, visualize a rising vibration from the lower part of the sternum going upward and out of the top of the head. And visualize that rising vibration as 3 syllables. Haim Im Om, Haim Im Om, Haim Im Om. And as you do that, we will have Om in the background. And those of you who prefer not to have, you can tone down you can shut off your volume. Mentally affirm to yourself, I'm not this body, I'm not the mind, I'm the eternal spirit that is connected into the source of everything, God. Mentally affirm to the eternal spirit that the guidance of God may direct the body and mind to fulfill the purpose for which it has entered the body. Visualize a downflow coming into your body and become aware of the senses from the top of the head slowly all the way down to the bottom of the feet. And whenever you're ready to open your eyes, raise the palm of your hands and look straight into the palm of your hands when you open the eyes. With that, we are ready to go on to our next segment of discussion. We have time. If anybody has any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask any question. If you want to say something, go ahead.
Thank you, Rajan. Dr. Rajanan, can you explain me something about scalar wave, where the scalar waves and how they're created?
Okay. The thing is, you see, there are two ways in which it is created. One way is when the nadis are completely pure, automatically it opens up. Whereas on the other hand, the other way in which it is done is, it is done by what is called equal and opposite vibration. Our body working with the mind is vibrating with all the whatever things that are going on in the body and mind complex. If you have a mantra that is equal and opposite vibration, it silences everything temporarily. And you have two sources of energy for the two sources of vibration. And with the equal and opposite, they collapse. But what happens to the two sources of energy? They become a different kind of wave, and that is what is called scalar wave. Okay? Any other questions, anyone?
Dr.
You see-
Rajan,
Yes, Dr. Sood, go ahead. Somebody was going to, I thought Dr. Rama Sood was going to say something. No. Okay.
unmuted. Yeah, now.
Okay.
Hi, Namaskar, Dr. Rajan. I
Namaste.
was reading in your book between Ujjayi Pranayam and sleep apnea. Can you elaborate a little bit more on it, for please?
Okay. See, what happens is sleep apnea as a physiological phenomenon, as it has been studied, the way in which observations have been made is, from a physiological perspective, that people who are obese or overweight, if they reduce their weight, the sleep apnea goes away. You might have heard of that. Now, when people reduce it, they're able to do it. So the other part which is often said is that there are some people who actually go through surgery to take off some flesh from the pharyngeal area so that they don't have the sleep apnea. So all of these, when people do this, they are looking at the physical component and not necessarily focusing as deeply on the physiological source that created that problem. From our sense, muscles lose resilience and ability to adapt when the nerve communication is not adequate. And I'll give you one example, because you as a physician will be able to understand this example much better than even the sleep apnea and the Ujjayi Pranayama. See, what happens is, when people are diabetic, it's not one condition, it's a multiplicity of many conditions. It can be pancreatic insufficiency, it could be insulin resistance and things like that. But one condition that happens to probably, I would say, 1 in 10 person who is diabetic. And what happens in the case of 1 in 10 person who is diabetic is, they will find that they have had their evening meal at 6, 7 in the evening. 2 hours later, they take their blood sugar and it is in the optimal range. Okay? Then what happens is they wake up in the morning and they take the fasting blood sugar and they find it has spiked higher. Have you ever heard of that kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay. Why does it go higher? As a physician, can you answer that question?
See, there are several factors. One is the Samoji effect, you know.
What factor?
The Samoji effect, that it goes down, and because let's say there is, well, I'm talking differently. Maybe I'm talking about hypoglycemia in the morning, not hyperglycemia.
Okay, I'm going to spare you the trouble because I have consulted an endocrinologist to make it understand. And you're not an endocrinologist. So the thing is, basically, the endocrinologist explained to me what happens is that the sugar that is stored in the form of glycogen in the liver, it dumps from the liver, it dumps it into the bloodstream.
Yeah.
So why does it dump it into the bloodstream? It dumps it into the bloodstream because in the state where you're asleep, there is a loss of nerve control, and the communications that are going in, they loosen up. And so what we have found is, for such people, if they do Ujjayi Pranayama before going to sleep, and they wake up immediately and they do Ujjayi Pranayama when they wake up, this problem gets solved. They do not have any, problem of this sugar spike, happening because the sugar from the liver is dumped into the blood.
How
Why?
long? How long do you do the pranayam?
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yes. So what it is now that you can understand that this phenomenon, now it is essentially loss of nerve control. So now let's go back to sleep apnea.
Okay.
In the case of sleep apnea, it is really loss of nerve control that is not giving enough blood supply to the pharyngeal area that causes that the muscles to relax and collapse, and that's why the apnea is happening. So what happens is, when you do Ujjayi Pranayama for 15 minutes before going to sleep, the nerves get more activated, more sensitive, and as a result of it, when the person goes into the deep relaxation of the sleep, it doesn't collapse the same way. Now, obviously, it requires some training. If you do it on the first day, you may find the effect is not strong enough. But if you keep doing it over a period of time, over a period of 2-3 weeks, what happens is neuroplasticity builds in. And you know what that is? The wiring of in the brain that basically makes sure even when you're asleep, the nerve communication into the pharyngeal area is strong enough whereby there is enough blood flow. Okay? So this is the way in which the Ujjayi Pranayama helps. Now, what we have actually found is one size does not fit all. In other words, while yes, you clearly understand as a physician the difference between obstructive sleep apnea and central sleep apnea.
Yes.
So the thing is basically we are largely talking about obstructive sleep apnea, right? Yes. So now what happens is when anybody has a sleep apnea related condition, a high percentage of people, I would even venture to say that it's as much as 70% of the people, 80% of the people will find benefit with Ujjayi Pranayama if they do it for 15 minutes before going to sleep. Okay? But on the other hand, what happens is I cannot guarantee that 100% of the people will get benefited. Why? Because what it is the underlying cause whereby it is the problem is happening maybe from other sources where the nerve control is weakening, right?
Yes.
So it could be related to, if the spine is a problem, of course, the interesting part is in the throat area, the primary afferent nerve is actually the glossopharyngeal nerve, whereas the vagus nerve works as a efferent component. Okay, so the thing is basically I do not know whether these two nerves alone control the pharyngeal area or whether there may be some component related to the spinal cord. I don't know the answer. So, or it may also be some other factor that is going on related to the autoimmune condition or whatever. But so the thing is, you see, unless we take careful measurement and observe, and of course the advantage we have is when we do with the BioWell measurement, pre-post measurement, we can actually tell whether it is impacting it or not immediately in one session, right? So in the absence of that, it's a trial and error where you need to go and test for yourself whether it is working or not. So again, the point is when you do the Ujjayi Pranayama, it stimulates the throat area. As a result of the stimulation, the common understanding is that it may be because the vagus nerve and the glossopharyngeal nerve in that area get stimulated, and that is what is helping sleep apnea.
Okay.
Dr. Rajan, I
Thank
also
you.
have a feeling it might have something to do with the diaphragm in obese people, because you are not using the diaphragm as much when you're obese and laying fat. There is a lot of pressure on the diaphragm. Could that be a factor also? In that,
Absolutely. The
that
thing is,
may be
see,
the people where the Ujjayi is not helping them as much.
yes, the diaphragm and the phrenic nerve may be part of the story.
Because it's nerve weakness and muscles are obstructed because of obesity.
Exactly. Actually, I'm going to share with you something very interesting. We had a therapy session this morning with a person, and this was a very interesting case. This lady who is in her early 60s, probably 62 or 63. And this lady in the last 1 year has developed a very interesting thing. She actually started feeling the lack of vitality, fatigue all the time. And a year ago, she started having some ear infection and vertigo kind of sensation. And sleep was not very good, quality of sleep. And so today when we consulted and we looked back at the history, the problem started. And of course, you see what happened is finally when people assess her from a conventional medicine standpoint, they recognized it as vertigo, and also they put it as the psychiatrist thought that it had a psychosomatic component to it, and put the person on a mild antidepressant kind of thing, and nerve stimulant kind of thing. So, but the thing is, that was not solving the problem. So when we went into it, what we found was the person by nature was a very peaceful person right from young age, not complaining, accepting whatever comes in the way, and she would not speak up. A person who is very quiet, never speaking up, and after marriage speaking even less. And then over this period of time, because of that, this area has the nerve sensitivity has gone down as she has not spoken up, holding back and all of that. So what we ended up doing was we gave her the chakra vibration in the throat to open up. And then in addition to that, the Ujjayi pranayama. And because of the vertigo, we asked her to press the middle finger, little finger. And because of her open nature, we thought mantra japa will also help. And actually it is very interesting. How it manifests for her is her condition, the loss of nerve control. It comes in the form of not only fatigue, but also in the form of tachycardia. She feels it as, palpitation of the heart, she can feel kind of thing. So so in this particular case, it is really the loss of the nerve connection that causes this problem, right? So the thing is basically this what we have told her, and it was very interesting. The moment I asked her to do the meditation, immediately within a minute of meditation, she started experiencing the palpitation. And I could see it is working. And in fact, what happens is, in these kinds of conditions, when the meditation is done and the restorative process begins to happen, the symptom that is the underlying problem, momentarily it acts up. But if you stay with it for a few minutes, it goes down. But again, we never want anybody to feel uncomfortable. So we told the person, don't do the meditation now, just do the throat vibration and the Ujjayi for a few weeks, and then we'll deal with the meditation later on, because you don't want to make the person uncomfortable. But so nerve weakness happens in so many different ways. It can have a psychosomatic component to it, but all of these are the things typically. You see, we see the nerve in the system as a downstream element. What are the two components from a yogic Ayurvedic standpoint that we look at that impact the nerves? The downstream element of the nerve as a downstream element, the two things that are precursor to it are, one, the immune system and the cosmic connectivity that repairs the body, and the second one is the gene expression, the samana vayu. These are the two things that are impacting the nerve system, and the nerve system is simply the pranavayu. So the samanavayu and the udanavayu are impacting the pranavayu, and that is how all these manifestations come. And the manifestations, where do they come? In the workings of the vyana and the apana. And the vyana is the fluid control, and the apana is the tissue control, muscle control. And that is how we understand sleep apnea, how it is impacting, because there is a dysfunction in the pranavayu as a result of how the samanavayu has been disturbed. Any other questions?
Rajan, namaskar, this is Gulshan Singh.
Yes.
A simple question, Dr. Rajan. Can we do the chakra meditation that we do at the beginning silently? I've always had this question in my mind, not only silently, but lying down.
See,
Bring it on your own.
lying down is less of a problem for me. I don't think it is something that would this thing. But if you do it silently, it is not as effective.
Okay. And what is the reason for that?
Because basically, if you do it silently, it is a mental vibration. There isn't a physical vibration. You see, there is a difference between audio frequency and electromagnetic frequency. Silent mantra is only electromagnetic frequency. Whereas on the other hand, audio frequency, when it is impacted, both work together better. Audio frequency always works in the physical tissue. Electromagnetic frequency goes into the higher level. Both are needed.
डॉक्टर राजन नमस्कार। मैं सनुष्का।
Namaskar.
आपने बहुत पहले हमको एक मंत्र दिया था इम, तो काफी समय हो गया। I just wanted to know कि ये
It doesn't work anymore.
तो आप कोई दूसरा मंत्र दें प्लीज।
आपके लिए अभी इन आवर डेली सेशन जो हाइम इम ओम कर रहे हैं वही कीजिए।
ओके ठीक।
Yes. I know you muted yourself, Dr. Ramasud. Yeah, now you're okay. Again, you muted yourself. Good. Now you can speak.
Okay, what I wanted to know is this session taped and you can see it on YouTube, because we talked about, I wanted to discuss it with somebody.
Yeah,
It's
but it is
easier
right
here.
there in the YouTube. And if you have difficulty to find it in the YouTube, actually, it is under subscription of Life in Yoga Rajan. That is how they have kept the subscription. So if you see it, and if you know how to go into YouTube and subscribe into Life in Yoga Rajan, you may have a way to find it, and put the date of today, December 10th, 2024 or 2023, and you'll find it. If you have any difficulty, the person who is an expert in this is Avni. Send her an email and something and ask her to find it for you.
Good, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
How do we know whether our nadis are clear or not?
Actually, what happens is from your own personal perspective, when you close your eyes, if you can completely still and there is no thought in the mind and you don't even have awareness of the body, if you have reached that stage, then you know the nadis are clear. And typically what happens is, if you, when we are doing the chakra vibrations, when you feel in each chakra, as you are vibrating, even you do it once or twice and you feel that even though your focus below it is resonating over the top of the head, then you know and if that happens in all the chakras with one or two vibrations, then you know the Sushumna Nadi is clear. Okay. Any
Dr.
other
Rajan,
questions? Yeah, go ahead.
The vagus nerve, is the longest nerve in the body. So I mean, you activate vagus nerves. It affects certain parts. So because like you do Ujjayi Pranam, the vagus nerve will be activated, right?
See, the thing is basically your whole body is one body. If I touch you in your back or push you in the back, the whole body feels it, right? So the same way, if you stimulate the vagus nerve in one part, it feels everywhere. And that is why it has an anti-inflammatory part in every part of the body. The Ujjayi Pranayama has impact in the liver, in the digestive system, all over the place.
Okay. So Ujjayi Pranam, you have to be seated, or you can do while walking or something.
All of these practices have better impact when you do it seated, but if you do it lying down also it has impact. And for people who have difficulty falling asleep, I've recommended put a pillow and just be leaning over there, and in a half lying or sleeping position you can do Ujjayi, no problem.
Okay.
It's always preferred sitting up, but if you want to another way of doing it for your convenience, you can try it, and it will be still some part of the effectiveness will be there.
Is Ujjayi Pranayama's effect on inflammation? It reduces inflammation?
It inflammation in the system overall in the body, yes. It's anti-inflammatory in nature.
Okay, thank you.
So when you're lying in the bed and do Ujjayi Pranam, so doing that like while Ujjayi Pranam, you go to sleep.
Well, for some people it helps. I cannot guarantee it's going to help everyone. Remember, again and again I'm saying over here, one size does not fit all. Okay? So what happens is, the part is, you see, in the allopathic medicine approach, the symptom you have, like poor blood control or you have sleep apnea, these are all symptoms. In yoga, we are always looking at what is the underlying cause that is creating this. And so when we are able to know the underlying cause, that is why we do our Biowell Nadi reading. Then we can precisely tell you what is likely to work, and we can actually test it over there and know whether it is working for you or not. So people come and tell me, I have this problem, can you tell me this? No, I cannot, unless I test your Nadi, right?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dr. Rajan,
Okay. Yes.
last little question. Can you elaborate a little bit on what you say at the beginning of meditation? I let go of everything, and at the end, may I be guided to fulfill the purpose for which I'm born. I mean,
Yes.
I know basically what it is, but could you just tell us in your words as to what it esoterically means, you know?
See, the power of the mind and thought is more powerful than everything else. But the intention of the mind propagates and communicates better when the nadis are clearer. Okay? So we do it with all the practice in the end, and hopefully your nadis are clearer than when you began the session. So what happens is, when you mentally tell yourself, I let go, or you visualize the seat of the energy in the belly and mentally lift the energy above the head, all of these are ways to raise your awareness beyond the body. And then, of course, when you do your mantra or you have a point of focus, that is your way of going into meditation. This is a simple method of meditation. Now, there are so many other different types of meditation. People do guided meditation. This is kind of a little more superior to a guided meditation. In fact, the highest levels of meditation, the best types of meditation that are available, is really, I consider the mantra-based meditation and the Chamata meditation as the highest level, and the other one is the Brahma Kumari meditation. All of them have similarities. Those are the higher forms of meditation. In fact, when the nadis are fully clear, you don't need a mantra or anything. Mentally close and mentally let go, immediately you'll go into meditation. Okay? So the thing is, you see, But for people for whom all of this mantra, chamata, the Brahmakumari meditation is not helpful, they can begin by lower forms of meditation, and in order to cleanse the nadis. So actually Ujjayi pranayama itself, without any motion, you're sitting and doing it and focused on the throat and the breath, that can become very meditative for people. And I've spoken earlier about walking meditation and things like that, right? So so you can understand the beginning affirmation we do and the end when we do the affirmation, we are always raising our thought that we are more than the body. The body is only the vehicle for the intent of the spirit. Any other questions, thoughts from anyone?
Thank you for that explanation, Dr. Rajan.
You're welcome.
So Bij mantras are there's so many Bij mantras are there, and then from Bij mantras, other mantras created. What is your explanation for that?
See, mantras are specific to in nature. So each mantra corresponds to vibrations of different parts of your body. Now, if there is any problem over there, you can use the mantra. But what happens is when you use a mantra for one part of the body, remember that mantra is affecting all other parts of the body. So unless there is a dysfunction in a part of the body, you don't use a mantra. Whereas on the other hand, meditative mantras are of a different quality. They look at the overall vibration of the body. So they are individual and specific to each person. Right? Now, in this, what is that? In this Sri Vidya related things, they use all the mantras, all the Bija mantras together. And in fact, when they use all the Bija mantras together, they are trying to balance the whole body together. So there is one person, Shivanand Yogi, who actually, if you get a recording of his, he will do all the Bija mantras together. If you close your eyes and listen to it, you will see how it balances the whole body and clears together.
Yeah, but he has some mantra like healing mantra too, like Kai Ilaim Sakalasta Kalarim.
But that is no. That is a specific, meditation mantra for Sri Vidya. I'm not talking about that.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's the mantra they give for Sri Vidya initiation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
So we'll close over here and we will see you all tomorrow. Namaste.
Thank you
Namaste.
very much,
Thank you.
Dr. Rajan. Very nicely explained about the sleep apnea and